Turkey's demanding an explanation from the German ambassador over reports Berlin has been spying on high-ranking Turkish figures. According to the Spiegel magazine, phone conversations between two US Secretaries of State and officials in Ankara were tapped. Now, the report also claims Turkey has been a primary target for German spies since at least 2009. Let's discuss this now with Annie Machon, former intelligence officer for Britain's MI5. And it's good to always see you. Another spy scandal within the NATO alliance. What does it say about the trust between its members?
I think what we're seeing here is a fake outrage that's being stoked up, probably from the US. I think there are two strands to this story. First of all, is anyone surprised that an intelligence agency in one country would be spying on the government and politicians of other countries, be it Turkey or be it Hillary Clinton or John Kerry? That's what they see themselves as being there for, to gain political or economic advantage or to protect national security, the ever burgeoning excuse that spies use to spy on all of us. This is qualitatively different from the unacceptable disclosures from Edward Snowden about the unacceptable breadth of dragnet surveillance against innocent citizens in different countries. However, I think the key point here is that most of these disclosures appear to be information that was stolen from the BND and sold by a spy from the BND to the American agencies, and this was disclosed a month ago in Germany. So what we're seeing here is this information has obviously made its way into the hands of the US intelligence agencies, and the US seem to be pushing out this information now to cause embarrassment to the German government, to say that they are doing the equivalent of what the NSA does, manifestly not the case, and almost as retaliation to try and stop the German government pushing for further accountability of what the NSA and GCHQ has been doing against German citizens.
I was actually going to touch on the point of what you said with Edward Snowden and how Berlin reacted to that. It almost sometimes feels that governments always react in such outrage when they hear stories like this coming out, like Berlin did, and then they find themselves in the same position. How is Berlin going to curb this embarrassment? And were they just faking their outrage when the Edward Snowden files came out?
I think they try to make political capital of it, there's no doubt about it. But I think that the Germans, as a people, as a country, were more outraged about the fact that 80 million of them had all their personal communications being dragnet surveilled by the NSA and by GCHQ. I mean, the headlines were always about Angela Merkel's mobile phone. And I think the Americans now are making great political hay out of the fact that, John Kerry or Hillary Clinton or the Turkish government is now being surveyed as well. But this is all so much sound and fury. What we need to do in all European countries and in North America is to have a proper sound debate about the boundaries and the accountability of the spies, what they are actually there to protect, to get some legal definitions around the concept of national security or counterterrorism, and not to infringe the basic fundamental right of privacy of all we citizens, because without privacy we cannot have a free democracy.
I'm sure both countries will be somehow affected by this. Do you think relations will be affected by this, very briefly?
I'm sure behind the scenes relations will carry on as normal. This is just headline grabbing. It's designed to cause embarrassment and to put Germany back in its box so it doesn't confront the egregious mass surveillance of its citizens by GCHQ and by the NSA in America. So I think this is very much sort of just staged faux outrage.
Annie Machon, former intelligence officer for MI5, giving us some light in the story. Thank you very much for your time.